Let me share the screen. तो लास्ट टाइम मैंने कहा था हम वो यूनिट 3 हमने शुरू ही किया था. That was about the series. So series is sum of the terms of a sequence. Now, since the sum of the terms of a sequence is infinite, so we are talking about an infinite sum. So if you have a sequence n runs from 1 to infinity, which may converge, which may diverge, whatever, a sequence of real numbers hai, of real numbers, then I can think of adding up the terms a1 plus a2 plus, right? But the question is, these are infinitely many terms. So when can I define it? It has to be a number. So what we do for that, we create another sequence, Sn, that is equal to S1 plus S2 plus so on and so forth, Sn. By that I mean S1 is just A1, S2 is equal to A1 plus A2, S3 is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3. Now, given a sequence, I can create this sequence. This is called the sequence of partial sums. Partial sums of an. Now, what I then look at whether this sequence converges. ये जो नई sequence मुझे बनी, मुझे पता है what do we mean by sequence के converge होने के बारे में मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें पता है from unit second. Now suppose this converges to L, then we say ये जो मेरा sum है A1 plus A2 plus so on and so forth converges, the series converges to L. और अगर ये diverge करती है, and if Sn diverges, so we say A1 plus A2 plus so on and so forth diverges. और इसी को मैं ऐसे भी लिख सकता हूँ summation n runs from 1 to infinity a sub n. और of course यहाँ पर भी यानी कहने का मतलब अगर sequence of partial sums जो है वो converge करती है तो हम कहते हैं ये series converge करती है. अगर उसकी sequence of partial sums diverge करती है तो हम कहते हैं ये series diverge करती है. And in case it converges, we write, in case of this situation, we write summation n runs from 1 to infinity is equal to L. And in case it diverges, we write simply summation n runs from 1 to infinity an is equal to infinity. इसका मतलब है ये diverge करती है, इसका मतलब ये है ये converge करती है sequence of partial sums to the number n. So that was how we define it. Now we use our knowledge of sequences to get something to investigate what would happen to the series of functions. You know, when will the sequence of and the partial sums converge or diverge? वो हमारा होगा इस यूनिट का, अपना यूनिट कौन सा है, थर्ड, इसमें यही काम हम करेंगे. So let's start. कुछ एग्जाम्पल से शुरू करते हैं. सबसे सिंपल एग्जाम्पल हो सकती है, मैं पहले डेफिनेशन लिखता हूँ. So let me write this in words. So convergence of a series. Let summation n runs from 1 to infinity an be a series of numbers, real numbers in our case. Of course, they can also be complex numbers. लेकिन चूंकि हम real analysis की बात कर रहे हैं, तो no issue, we can just talk of series of real numbers with partial sums. With partial sums, जो कि हमने अभी कहा था, s sub n is equal to a1 plus a2 up to an. Of course, n is any natural number. If the sequence Sn converges, S sub n runs from 1 to infinity, converges to some number A belonging to R, we say that the series summation n goes from 1 to infinity converges to A. And if if Sn n runs from 1 to infinity diverges, we say that summation n runs from 1 to infinity an diverges. In case summation n runs from 1 to infinity an converges to A, we write summation n runs from 1 to infinity an is equal to A. ये मैं ध्यान दिलाना चाहूंगा, जब मैं ऐसे लिख रहा हूं तो उसका मतलब एक्चुअली होता है limit n approaches infinity Sn is equal to A. मतलब ये इसका मतलब ये है, तो इसलिए मैं चाहूंगा तुम ये मतलब ध्यान दो. So now let's talk about, now we know a lot about sequences and sequences, when does it converge, different types of sequences, bounded sequences, convergent sequences. So now chunki yahan par bhi ultimately we have to check the convergence of a sequence, of course sequence of partial sums. So we can think of a certain sequence. Say my sequence is suppose a constant sequence 1 1 1 1. So what do you think, what should be the series? तो इसकी series क्या होगी? 1 plus 1 plus 1. इसके partial sums क्या होंगे? चलो पहले ये मेरा a1 है, मान लो ये मेरा a2 है. मेरे कहने का मतलब है an is equal to 1 for all n. तो it means जो sequence of partial sums है वो क्या होगी? S1 होगा 1, S2 होगा, of course this is a1, that's equal to 1. S2 is a1 plus a2, right? That would be 1 plus 1, that's equal to 2. S3 जो होगा वो क्या होगा? a1 plus a2 plus a3. That would be 1 plus 1 plus 1, that's equal to 3, right? So इसी तरह से मेरा जो Sn होगा वो होगा a1 plus up to an, और चूंकि सारे के सारे 1 है तो it would be 1n times, that's equal to n. So what do you think about this limit? Limit Sn, n approaches infinity, would be equal to limit n approaches infinity n. वो तो infinity होगा है ना, this is unbounded. So this sequence can never converge, right? So अगर ये converge नहीं करेगी तो इसका मतलब ये जो summation an है, it does not converge. Although an as a sequence does converge, क्योंकि it converges to 1. तो मैं ये फर्क बताने की कोशिश करूँगा. लेकिन ये जो सीरीज ये बनाएगी वो कन्वर्ज नहीं करेगी ऑब्वियसली. इसी तरह से I can think of another से जो हमने लिया था हार्मोनिक या ज्योमेट्रिक सीरीज हमने. सपोज मेरे पास सीक्वेंस है 1/2 स्क्वायर और 1/2 क्यूब. मेरे कहने का मतलब है मेरा जो an है वो है 1/2 raised to power n. मेरी पहली टर्म है a1 is equal to 1/2, then a1/4, a3 is equal to 1/8, so on and so forth, right? तो फिर मैं अब देखना चाहूंगा ये जो सीरीज है, of course this converges, है ना? Now limit n runs to infinity, ये sequence तो converge करेगी because this is limit n approaches infinity, 1/2 रेज टू पावर n, और हमने ये दिखाया है, प्रूव किया है हमने कि अगर कोई नंबर लेस देन 1 है, जैसे यहाँ पे 2 है, दिस वुड कन्वर्ज टू 0, तो ये कन्वर्ज करेगा 0 को। हाउ अबाउट द सीरीज? तो मैं इसकी सीक्वेंस nth पार्शियल सम्स देखूंगा। पहला वाला क्या है? 1, 1/2 है पहला वाला, गुड। S2 क्या है? इट इज 1/2 प्लस 1/4, मतलब दिस इज एक्चुअली A1, मैं तुम्हें बताना चाहता हूँ, दिस इज एक्चुअली A1 प्लस A2। इसी तरह से S3 होगा मेरा A1 प्लस A2 प्लस A3, वो किसके बराबर है? That would be of course what? It would be 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8. इसी तरह से I can think of Sn होगा 1/2 plus 1/2 square plus so on and so forth, 1/2 raised to power n, n ही होगा ना, right, n, बिल्कुल सही। But what I see is that this is actually 1/2 plus 1/2 square plus so on and so forth plus 1/2 raised to power n. This forms a geometric series जिसकी first term 1 है and common ratio भी 1 है। तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका जो Sn है, इसका जो sum of n terms है, हमने किया है। इसका sum of n terms क्या है? It is equal to a into 1 minus